Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you guys are able to hear me okay when you come in the room. Make sure you go ahead and put a number two in the chat if you can hear me okay, and put a number one in the chat if you are having issues hearing me or if you're not able to see my screen. And we are going to go ahead and get started because time waits for no man. And so we are on a mission to get this word out to the people. So you will be able to go ahead and replay this video if you so happen to catch it after we get started. So today is a very, very, very important day for me. Today is the first day of my new webinar that we're going to do every single week, and it is called the Executive Visibility Room. So welcome, officially welcome to the Executive Visibility Room, everyone. This isn't just a workshop. This is going to be something that I feel can be a safe space, a sacred space for leaders who are ready to stop shrinking and ready to start showing up as the face of their brand, their business, and their legacy. So, for those that don't know me, my name is Angelia Malbrew, and I am the owner and founder of Angelia Malbrew Photography, Angelia Malbrew Consulting. I also have a digital marketing firm, and I'm a brand strategist. And so I like to help people to create the business, the brand, what they have in mind. I help you to put a bow on it and make it really pretty. I'm also a fractional branding officer and the founder of the Elevated brand. So today's conversation is definitely going to be a little bit different. It's going to be direct, it's going to be honest, and it's definitely going to be conversational and transformational. So there is definitely a need for this conversation in this industry. I feel that a lot of people are truly, truly, truly hiding in plain sight. And I want to, debunk some myths. And I also want to help a few people to get where they are looking to go and help them to get there a little bit faster. And I so desperately have wanted to do this for quite some time now. So I'm really, really, really excited to be here with you guys today. And I want to be able to just pour back into people because, we are often on social media and people are pouring into us and they are, always looking for support in some way, whether they say it or not. And I want to be, that voice for the people that need my help and my support as well. So if you know me personally, you know that I am a giver. I will give you literally the shirt off my back. That's the way I was raised. And so it's no different in this business and in this industry. No matter which one you pick, I try to give above and beyond for people, and sometimes to my own detriment, but we're going to keep going because that's the heart that God gave me, and that's what I'm going to continue to rely on, and the person I'm going to continue to be. So today's class is called Visibility is Not Vanity, it's Leadership. And so going through my when I was preparing my notes and I was thinking about how can I make this more impactful for the people that will be watching, listening, replaying, I decided that I wanted to do everything that I could do to make this a um, very informative and engaging class for everyone that attends, because there are a lot of people that really need the guidance. And some people have been placed in leadership roles, and unfortunately, they haven't been given the tools in order to succeed. And so I know how that feels. I worked in corporate for many years. I worked in hospitality for many years. And so I have seen what it looks like to be on a high pressure team in corporate environments and trying to um, play fair and trying to make sure you're not doing too much and also doing enough so that you are recognized when it comes time for promotions. You are recognized when it's time to, be considered for some other additional role or responsibility that could help you to be promoted or ultimately get that leadership position that you are looking to have. So, oh, and for you guys on TikTok, I'll have to show you guys my screen if you are interested in seeing the screen. So hold on just a second. I am going live from multiple platforms, you guys. So I want to make sure that everybody can see my screen. All right. So again, who am I? I am Angelia Malbrew, and I consider myself seasoned. I'm a speaker. I'm a visionary behind a few of these brands you may have heard of, maybe not. And again, for those of you that are just joining me, I have Angelia Malbrew Photography, which is my luxury photography business. I have my consulting business where I go in and I help companies and leadership teams and development teams to get, the training, the workshops, the corporate development needs met. And I also have a digital marketing firm that I have not shared with a lot of people so far. However, you're here, so now you know. Welcome to the party. And if anybody has any questions about anything along the way, you do not have to wait until the end. Feel free to reach out, whether you are on TikTok or whether you are on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, because I'm on live on all three of those right now. So if you have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat and we will address those as they come up. All right. So again, visibility is not vanity. Visibility is legacy. And when you think about what type of legacy you want to leave, it should spark something in you. It should make you look at things different. It should make you say, you know what do I want to be known for? Who are the type of people that I want in my industry? Who are the type of people that I want to say, you know what, she was a powerhouse at, XYZ or whatever that looks like for you. It could be, if you're a service-based business owner, what type of services, what type of experiences are you giving your clients? If you are a product-based business owner, you want people to say, especially, and this is for my people that have the homemade products, which I love so much because I love when people are able to show up and provide products that are not only healthy for us, because going through cancer, just to give you guys a little backstory, I was diagnosed with cancer about 10 years ago. And so unfortunately, I was in a place and in a space where I didn't have, the right people to help me to get the help that I needed. And it took me about 7 doctors to be diagnosed with cancer. So I tell everybody that, has an ear to listen. If you feel that something is not right with your body, I need you to advocate for yourself. And it does not matter if you have to go to 12 doctors, because I had to go to 7 before I was diagnosed. And so having people that produce and create things that are healthy for us, because when you're going through cancer, there are so many things you can't do, so many things you can't consume, so much that you have to be mindful of when it comes to your health. And so for people that are doing those products at home, this is what I say to you: find a way to elevate that experience for your clients. Find a way to make them say, you know what, I love this product. And even though I can go to Walmart or I can go to Amazon real quick, I'm going to support this business owner, not just because she's a small business owner, but I'm going to support her because I know her products are clean. I'm going to support her because of the experience she gives me. And so that's how you want people to look at you. That's how you want people to think of you, your products, your businesses, and your brand, when you're not in the room. And also, visibility now matters more than ever for multiple reasons. One, you are literally fighting for your life against AI. I don't care what industry you're in. There are so many people that are being displaced by machines and robots. I mean, just look at the streets now. Look at the people that are driving for Uber and Lyft. Like, they're going to have to pivot soon, because if you live in any of these big metropolitan areas like me, I'm in Phoenix Metro, right? And we have taxi drivers that you rarely see on the street now. Like, you'll see them, but it's not as many as it used to be, say, 5-10 years ago. Because I remember when I used to leave my car at a garage before I start parking at the airport, and before I stopped driving myself. I remember I would have to get a taxi to get to the airport. And so now you can catch an Uber, you can catch a Lyft, but in the metro of Phoenix, we have Waymo. And if you guys have heard about the Waymo cars, you've probably seen it when it went, well, one of them when they went live, and the guy was in the back of the car, and the car was literally spinning in circles because it was a malfunction. So I said all that to say this: no matter what industry you're in, there is a machine, there is AI, there is technology that can either make your life easier or it can displace you. So I'm just preparing the people that want to listen. I need you to understand that it's okay to pivot if you need to. It's okay to find another source, another opportunity, another option if you need to. Don't feel like you are so um consumed with that one thing that you have that becomes your all and your end all be all. Just like, working in corporate, like, you, those jobs are not promised. Like, you can literally come in one day and say, and they're saying, oh, we're going to go ahead and start promoting, we're, hiring from within, and the next thing you know, there's this organizational announcement that goes out at the end of the day and somebody has lost their job. So I'm just trying to prepare people that are ready, willing, and able to get the knowledge about how to be visible in the right way and in front of the right people. And we're also going to talk about the cost of staying hidden, because there is a cost, and it can cost you everything from opportunities to, even being considered for certain things. And we'll talk about how executive presence builds influence, income, and impact. So let's go ahead and move right along. So, why are you here? So, if you have been hiding in plain sight and you have been, excuse me, inconsistently showing up or struggling to clarify your message, today is for you. Whether you are a corporate executive, a founder, a consultant, or you're just starting your business and you're trying to figure everything out, this class is for you. You need visibility that commands respect and delivers results, because here's the thing: you can have a following of, say, 40,000 people, right? But if those people are not your people, and those people are not the people that are willing to pay, sorry, I stepped on my baby's squeak, are willing to pay your rate, have the money to pay your rate, and able to pay your rate, then you're just literally talking to yourself, to be honest with you. And I've seen it before. That's why I decided to start shifting the platforms that I'm showing up on, because even though for me, Instagram has my largest number of following. Like, I have over 20,000 followers on Instagram. But I know for certain that a lot of those people that follow me on Instagram, those are photographers, those are videographers, those are people that are coming to me either for guidance, they like what I do, or they met me because I was on like one of the biggest podcasts in the photography industry. And a lot of people told me from that podcast, Angelia, it's because of you that I didn't stop doing photography. It's because of you that I'm going to pick up my camera again, because I love the way that you talked about how you continue to go on when things got hard for you. And so I know that me trying to market and talk about my photography over there, it's not going to work. So for me, it doesn't matter about how many you have in numbers, how many people are listening to you, how many people are taking notice to what you have to offer. Are they even engaged? Are they even in tune with what you are selling? And do they even care? Right? So here's the thing: you're here because deep down inside, you know that hiding has a cost. You may not have decided what that cost is as of yet, but you will by the end of this broadcast. You've outgrown your current positioning, more than likely, and a lot of people that I've talked to lately have done that. I actually had a consultation this morning with a new client, and this another thing. What I'm telling you guys about visibility, and this is why it holds true. People are, if you have a business and you have a website and you have social media and you are promoting your business on those platforms and that and in that website, or even if you have a blog, do you know people are watching you at times when you can't be there to speak for yourself? because this lady literally found me on an app that I haven't been active on in a very long time. And I was really shocked because when I asked her, "Hey, how did you find me?" She was like, "Oh, I found you on this app. It's a business owner app that's here in Arizona." And so I was really shocked. And I said, because I've never really had quality conversations from people that say that they have been on the app, because the first thing they'll say, "Oh, nobody's on it. The app is pretty much flat, like nobody goes over there." But I wasn't on the app, but my business was on that app. And so she told me, I told my husband that we have got to reach out to her. This lady literally went to my booking site, booked a consultation with me before she even had a conversation with me. She saw my work, she saw my website, and she booked with me. She paid for that consultation. It was not a free consultation, she paid for it. So that goes to show that when you are in business, find a way for people to pay you when you're not in the room, to say, "Hey, you can give me your credit card." You have to find a way to make it easier for people to pay you. And if you don't, you're literally leaving money on the table. Because this is why I stress so hard to business owners. And I know you guys are saying, "Oh, you sound like a broken record." It's okay. Just keep listening. Um, your business, your images, your visual presence online speaks for you before you open the door, before you walk in the room, before you have a conversation with those people. Because if they are anything like me, like, I'm going to go and do my research before I do business with anyone. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to see, what is included, what should I expect. And some people actually put that on their website. I know I put it on mine, but some people do not. So if I have more questions than answers, and then I get on the phone with you and I'm still unclear and I'm still uncertain about, what to expect, I'm probably going to walk away, because it shouldn't be that hard for people to do business with you. Okay. So if you have not already, find a booking link, get everything streamlined for your clients, and make it easy for people to say yes to you. So another thing I want to tell you is, whatever it was that you feel brought you here to my live today, I need you to know this. This is your moment to stop blending in and to start standing out, but with intention. Okay, now we're going to talk about some of the common visibility blocks that I see. And we're going to name what's been in the way for you. And we're going to talk about how this is going to impact you. Number one, fear of judgment. Do you have fear of being judged about your business? Maybe your things are not up to par. Maybe your website is not where it should be. Maybe, you have a landing page, but it's not really converting. Maybe you have images that you took with your old employer 10 years ago and you're still using those old headshots. Or maybe your messaging could be off. Because a lot of times people miss out on money, not because they have a bad business, not because they don't know what they're doing, but it's because their messaging may be off, or they are afraid to put themselves out there. I have people in my community that are literally terrified to turn the live camera on. They are terrified to go live online. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be the face of their brand. But that hurts you. That hurts you much more than you even know, because there are people that they connect with people. They're not connecting necessarily with your product. It's who you are. What type of experience are you bringing to them? And the next thing, imposter syndrome. Who am I to show up like that? What makes me qualified to say this? What makes me qualified to sell this? And I don't feel comfortable saying it, because there are people in my industry that have done it longer than me. So what? Everybody had to start somewhere. And if you go back and think about it, nobody was born a professional. Everybody has to learn. And so you have to be able to not only give yourself grace, but give grace to other people as well. The next thing, outdated or inconsistent images. When was the last time you updated your branding? If it's been over 6 months, then you definitely need to update. I'm talking to myself as well. I literally went and did a branding shoot recently because I do a lot of posting on social media. I got tired of looking at my images. So imagine the people that are trying to do business with you and they keep seeing stuff that you posted, that you got created for you maybe 10 or 15 years ago. And believe me, when I tell you, there are people out here that are still holding on to old headshots from 10 to 15 years ago, or Another thing they're doing right now is they're leaning on AI for headshots. Why? You should never allow AI to steal your identity. AI is a tool, and it can make your life so much easier and better if you utilize it properly. But you shouldn't allow it to take your authenticity, and you shouldn't allow it to steal your identity. There are so many ways you can use AI to literally change your life, from, creating things that you can sell while you sleep, providing opportunities for other people, because before you know it, AI is going to be really bigger than what we have all anticipated. And I say that because I come from the tech space. I worked in tech for many years, when I was in corporate, as well as, when I worked in hospitality. Um it wasn't as relevant as it is now. But when I worked in my corporate job the last, 10 years, or corporate jobs the last 10 years, we relied on AI heavily. So now things are getting so much easier. Like when I had to, create macros, and for those of you that are access driven people, I remember having to create macros to make things run in Access, and now you can literally do that with AI if you have the right formula. But back then I had to build it out. Coding and all of that stuff, it has been so hard for some people to catch on to that. But once you get it, it's easy. But coding is something that I hate. I still hate it, don't like it. So for me, like if I had a situation where I needed to code, I would 100% use AI to do that, because that would make my life easier, because I just don't like coding. I hate coding. Yes, I'm a black girl in tech, but I hate coding. But anyway, we'll go on. I'm more analytical. Not so much as technical, but I can build a website with my eyes closed. So it's just different. Because that's something I like to do. But anyway, let's get back to the message at hand. The next thing is no clear brand message. Do you know what your brand message is, and do your clients know? Because you might have something in your head and your clients may be thinking something totally different. You have to get clarity, because I've said it once, I'll say it again. When you confuse people, you lose people. So if they don't know what your message is, there is no way that they're going to be converted as easily. And I don't know if you guys have been running ads lately, but it costs a pretty penny to run ads, especially on LinkedIn. And I don't care if you're running them on Facebook. If you're running ads on Facebook, it costs. And I remember when we literally could spend maybe $150, $200 a week and get some really good leads. Now, oh no, it's going to cost way more than that, and you're going to spend that money so fast. Um, but if your brand messaging is not clear, I don't care how many ads you run, people are going to be confused, and they're going to keep scrolling. They're going to click off, and they're going to go on about their lives. So you have to have clarity when you are trying to build a brand of substance. And thinking visibility is oversharing. It's not. If you think being visible is being loud or flashy, you are wrong, my friend. You can be loud and flashy all you want, but that does not mean people are paying attention to you. Okay? Here's the truth: visibility done right is quiet power. And quiet power is very important. It shows that you are aligned, it shows that you are being intentional, and it shows that you have clarity about yourself, your business, your brand, and where you're trying to go. And it also creates clarity in the minds of the people that you're trying to do business with, and who you need to do business with you, and the people that are ready, willing, and able to pay you. And let's be clear, visibility is not about ego, it's about leadership clarity. People follow what they can see and what they can trust. All right. Now let's talk about the visibility gap and what it's costing you. Have you been applying for, if you're a speaker, have you been applying for speaking opportunities? And here's the thing: when you are looking for opportunities to present yourself and to put yourself out there, People are looking at where you're visible. They're looking at how you're showing up in the industry, what you're doing, what other opportunities have you um, been invited to or engaged with. They're looking at all of that stuff. You can also get passed up for promotion if you're not visible, right? I remember working one of my corporate jobs, and I remember this was before I left corporate. I remember my manager at the time. He was cool as a fan in the other side of the pillow. You hear me? And I remember him saying, "It's not about staying at the workplace all day." He said it's about coming in and making impact. He said, and you be so intentional with what you're doing to the point where nobody will miss you when you are not there the entire day. He said you have to make impact. And that's the same thing as making sure your visibility is where it's supposed to be. Also, are you concerned or confused about your clients choosing louder competitors? Because some people, and I'm not just talking about TikTok, but I'm talking about a ton, all the platforms. You see some people online all the time. And just because they're online and they're loud, that does not mean that they are converting. It doesn't. Some people, they just show up to see what you're talking about. Some people just show up to be in the room. And I have seen so many times where people get blinded by that. There's so much more that goes into this visibility thing than just being seen. You have to be seen by the right people. And also, feeling undervalued despite the credentials, despite the letters behind your name, despite that Yale degree, despite going to Harvard and all of these prestigious institutions. Sometimes there are people that still don't feel qualified, even though they have all those credentials. They still don't feel like they're worthy. They're hiding in plain sight. So here's what I need you to let sink in. When you're invisible, your value goes unnoticed, no matter how talented you are. Let's move on. All right. So executive visibility, it looks like this. Branded images and visuals that align with your leadership identity. You have to have consistent branding all across the board, not just on Facebook, not just on Instagram, not just on TikTok, not just on YouTube, not just on Pinterest, but all the way around. Because your website shouldn't say something totally different than your social media. When we were going through our branding um intensive with one of my mentors, and I remember her being very strategic about how she was telling us to make sure our stuff was in alignment. And I tell my clients the same thing. You have to have, it's almost like it comes full circle, right? So if your Instagram is saying one thing and your YouTube is saying you're saying something totally different on your YouTube channel, and on your Facebook is saying something else, you're going to confuse people, my dear. You're going to confuse people, and you are going to lose people in the process. And you don't deserve that. You work too hard to get where you are. So you have to have the executive visibility that is going to not only bring the people in, but convert them as well. Next thing, clear and confident messaging. I need you guys, if you have a business, just do something. I won't even be there. You come back and tell me about it. Just DM me. But I need you to go to like a coffee shop, or I need you to go somewhere where you can ask somebody for an unbiased opinion of your website, your branding, your marketing. Even if you have to go into a group where people don't really know you and ask them, what do you think of this? If you saw my website, would you be able to understand what I do without me telling you? And if you can get 3 or 4 people to say, you know what, no, it's clear, you do XYZ and that's the right thing, then you may be onto something. And so if your website is right and your social media is wrong, if people go to your social media, they're going to be confused. So you have to make sure everything is in alignment the way it's supposed to be with your consistency. And also, ownership of your thought leadership space. Do you feel like you are able to own your space. And I know it takes 10,000 hours to be considered a pro and a um, to have everything as a professional, right? It's 10,000 hours. It takes that for you to be that professional person, that expert in your industry. But do you feel that you're getting burnt out because you're doing too much? Because you're not in control? If so, that's a problem. That's a problem. You have to have control over your thought leadership space. You do, because it will cost you otherwise. All right, let's move on. So, here's what I want to tell you guys about. If you're confused about what you should be doing, I want you to know this. It's not about doing everything, but it is about doing the right things to align with you, your business, your brand, and where you're trying to go on your next level. I want to share a little something with you guys. Typically, I don't share personal stuff on social media because, I'm an 80s baby and I just wasn't raised like that. But I'm trying to be more open to share certain things with you guys because I know that it may help someone. So this morning, I was up preparing for my day, prayed and all of that. And I typically I don't even do this. I found myself on TikTok scrolling this morning. So one of the first things that I saw was this young lady that had been displaced from her mom some 40 years ago. And I teared up a little bit and I'm like, I can't imagine not being able to see my mom for 40 years knowing that she is somewhere and I just couldn't find her, right? But bittersweet, she ended up finding her mom, and I love that for her because now she's getting the motherly love that she never had growing up. And so I'm so happy about that for her. But then I scrolled a couple more times, and it's funny how your algorithm brings you things that you never really expect to see. So I ended up seeing some people from my hometown, and it made me so happy because they have been through so much, and especially coming from where I came from, the dirt roads of Mississippi. Um, we weren't given a lot. We had to literally fight for everything we ever had, and so being at this place and space now where I'm seeing people that I grew up with, people that I knew from my hometown, make it and do great things. And I'm so proud. And I just got really teary eyed. I'm like, I'm so proud of them because I don't have a jealous bone in my body. I want everybody to win. That's just how I look at it. Right. And so that's the heart that I lead with. That's the person that I am. But it's amazing how things take a turn when you least expect it. So I went out to take my baby Cody for a walk this morning. And when we came back, I came in and I started recording my content. I was cutting my fruit for today. And I got this phone call. And I don't, if those, for those of you that know me, you know that I don't really take phone calls after 8 o'clock at night and before 10 o'clock in the morning. Um, Bad experience, 10 out of 10. I don't recommend. Uh, because sometimes you get to a place where you are not expecting some information, some news. And so this morning I got a call from my aunt, and I'm like, this is strange, this is weird. But my aunt turns around and leaves me a message. So I'm thinking, okay, this has to be bad. I'm seeing the message come, you can see on the Apple when people are texting you. So I'm seeing the message. And then as soon as the message come through, my heart dropped. So she let me know that one of my cousins had unfortunately passed away. And so it really made me start to think about how life can take a turn at when you least expect it. And it reminded me in such a painful way that how short life truly is. And we have dealt with unspeakable grief in this family. My dad was tragically taken. I lost my grandmother in 2022. And I lost probably about 8 family members in a span of 2 months a year ago. So I get it, but it's still painful, right? And so I want to tell people, and whoever listens to this after this broadcast is over, if you're in this room, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. But I want to tell you this: if you keep waiting for the perfect time to finally show up, it may never come. I've watched so many people rise, not because they were better, but because they were bolder and they dared to do things differently. I've decided a long time ago that I will stop shrinking to make other people feel comfortable. And today I want to make you understand and hear me very clearly. But I want you to understand that I need you to make that same decision too. You don't have to shrink to be in anybody's group. You don't have to shrink to be anybody's employee. Matter of fact, you shouldn't have to shrink to be affiliated with anybody. Because if people are asking you to diminish who you are, to be a part of any organization, any company, they are not good for you. I worked several jobs where I knew I was not getting the opportunities that I deserve. Um, I'm not saying that I know everything, but what I know, I know. And you can't take that from me. And so I feel bad for people that are stuck in jobs, not just corporate, but any job where they're not being appreciated, where they're not getting the notoriety, the attention, the recognition that they deserve. Because it is hard, it is painful, and it is hurtful when you work so hard to make sure things are working out for you. You work so hard to make sure that you're doing the things, you're checking all the boxes, and you still get looked over. You still get put in a box and treated as if you are not good enough. But what does good enough really look like? What does that look like? So, my plea to you is to stop shrinking. My plea to you is to stop playing small. Go where you feel like you're the small fish in the room. Because if you're the one that everybody is coming to asking for guidance, for suggestions, for tips, you are not in the right room. You need to be in rooms where people are challenging you. You need to be in rooms where people see the value that you bring to the table. And that's a little bit about the way I feel about being here in Arizona. Arizona has so many opportunities. When I tell you it's the land of opportunities, it is just that. But I also feel that marketing here for me is different. A lot of places that I have gone, I have had to either dim my light or I didn't feel comfortable there, so I didn't go back. And I made it a point to myself to tell me that, you know what, I'm not going to be in any room where I feel uncomfortable. And I'm not talking about uncomfortable in a sense that there's growth opportunities to grow, but I'm talking about in rooms where people totally are dismissive. Like, that's not okay. So, moving on. I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope it was able to spark something in you to let you know that you don't have to stay small. You don't have to shrink. You were created for a divine reason and a divine purpose, and you are not hearing this by accident. You're hearing this because you are supposed to hear this. So, let's talk about what visibility unlocks for you. Speaking and media opportunities. I've been featured in the press several times. I am a multi-award winning published portrait photographer. I'm a brand strategist. I'm a speaker. I'm a consultant. And having the right visibility puts you in rooms that money could never put you in. If you have to buy your way into it, people feel like they have an opportunity to take things from you because they feel like they bought you at a cost. You also, with the right visibility, have the influence in rooms that you didn't even know your name was being spoken into yet. When you get around the right people and you start doing the right things, you're able to grow, you're able to thrive, you are able to show up like the powerhouse you are with no intimidation because people want you there. It also unlocks attracting aligned high level clients. And so you're not fighting over if you're going to pay this invoice or not. You're not fighting with people about what your price and your rate is. You're not fighting with people that don't see your value. You're dealing with people that have the budget, they're ready, willing, and able to pay you, and they're not going back and forth with you on if you're the right person for the job. I remember this guy a few years ago. He saw my 5-star ratings on Google, right? And he was like, Angelia, he was like, you're almost too perfect. He's like, you are too perfect. He was like, I'm looking for something bad on you. I was like, why? Excuse me, as a client, would you be looking for something bad on a service provider? Wouldn't you want somebody that has done the right things? Wouldn't you want somebody that cares enough about you to make sure that their reputation is stellar, and not only that, they're providing you a stellar experience? I was so weirded out by that. I was like, you know what? You're right. I don't think we're a good fit, because if you're out here looking for dirt on me, you're definitely not the client for me. That tells me that if you don't find something, you're going to find something to give to me, and I don't need dirt on my name because I take my reputation very seriously. And because here's the thing, once you ruin your reputation, like, it's hard to bounce back from it. Very hard. The next thing, becoming the face of a movement and not just a business. With my tour, it's not just a photo shoot, it's an experience, it's a movement. So for me, it's more than just showing up to do your photos. I want to create a legacy experience for you. That's what I want for you. All right. So I guess you're wondering now, what can you do to change this? What can you do to be different? What can you do to shift the narrative that you've been telling yourself and shift this thing so that it makes sense for you? Here are 3 ways that you can do that. Number 1, clarify your leadership voice. Know what you stand for and how to speak about that thing before you walk in the room. Get clarity, practice if you need to. Do a boardroom meeting with some people and have them to listen to what you're going to talk about and make sure that it is in alignment with who you are and what you're trying to do. Also, audit your online presence. What does your brand say when you're not in the room? Have you had anybody to look at your website, look at your social media, and see what your message really is? Because if you're getting people in your inbox that are asking you for discounts and favors and stuff, your message is off. Something is going on with that. Also, owning your positioning. No more downplaying your success. If you are certified, speak on it. Everywhere I go, you're going to hear me talk about multi-award winning and published portrait photographer. I work very hard for the things that I have accomplished in my career, and I dare not downplay that. Absolutely not. I work too hard for it. Speak from the seat of authority. If you need permission, you have it. Now, for those of you that are ready to go deeper, this room is powerful, and I know it, but this is just the beginning. If you're ready to go deeper, I have several ways that I can support you. Number 1, the Elevated Brand Accelerator. The accelerator is for people that need a deep dive on their branding, need a deep dive on their messaging, need a deep dive on their their photography. They need clarity on who they are and what they are up against and what they are going to be doing going forward. It's for leaders who are ready to not only refine their brand, but also build the visibility and the strategy with the right guidance. Hold on, you guys. Mm. All right, and also the Elevated Brand Tour. So for those of you that have not heard, I am headed out on a 12 city tour over the next 12 months, and I will be photographing people in every single city. So if you are ready to have your brand updated, rebranded, if you are in a transition or a pivotal moment right now in your business where you know you need a brand refresh, where you know it's time for you to upgrade, where you know it's time for you to do things different, you should definitely be checking in and tapping in with me, because I'm going to 12 cities and we can't just show up and photograph you. Like, we need to know in advance what you're trying to do and the message you are trying to relay. So there's a whole consultation that goes on behind the scenes. We plan everything out for you so that when my team, my crew, and I show up, you're ready to get the best experience that you can get out of this Elevate Your Brand experience, right? On tour. So, if you need elite visuals and brand clarity in one powerful experience, this is the thing for you. Now, also, this brand builder subscription is something that I recently launched, and I have been kind of reluctant to share it because I wanted to make sure that it was ready and I didn't want to take on too much at one time, because doing a subscription model is tedious, which is why I refuse to um do it for a very long time, because it is a lot. But I figured out a way to make it work. So the brand builder subscription is for ongoing support. If you're a person that needs content, if you need visibility, and you're ready for somebody to help walk you through that, handhold you through this whole process, then you should definitely consider the brand builder subscription. If you have questions about that, let me know and I can get the link out to you so you can find out more information. And if you're just ready to book something right now, you can literally just DM me. We'll have a conversation and we'll get you on my calendar. Now, for the rest of this week, my calendar is going to be extremely tight and limited because I am headed to Atlanta tomorrow, and on Wednesday, Thursday, one of those days next week, I'm headed to Dallas. So if you are in Dallas and you are under the sound of my voice and you're ready to get your business and your brand elevated and upgraded, we need to have a conversation this week. And if you message me, my assistant may be able to help you, or I'll be back in the office on Monday and I can help you if you just need the consultation done. But I can send you the DM. I'm sorry, I can DM you the link so you can go ahead and purchase your consultation uh, session, which actually goes towards your booking. So once you book that consultation, that fee goes towards your session. So that's just one less thing for you to have to worry about. Um, here's the thing. I do more than help people look good online. I help you to lead with the presence, the profit, and the purpose. So I have a holistic brand where I can help you from the messaging, the clarity, to the photography, to having constant images that are updated for you and your brand on an ongoing basis. Because I'm telling you, you do one photo shoot, you may get a ton of pictures depending on who you deal with. But if you keep showing up with the same images over and over, like, you're gonna get tired of looking at them too. Like, I get tired of looking at mine when they are old. Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up. For those of you that are interested, if I have lit a fire under you, it's time to build on it. You do not have to figure this out alone. Time is out for playing small, and time is out for trying to piecemeal your business together. It's time to take action. You've been the best kept secret long enough. It's time to lead out loud. So, three things. Book your private visibility consult with me. If you're interested in any of the things that I talked about today, Two, join the accelerator. The accelerator officially kicks off in July. So if you are interested in that, we will do a small cohort. It is 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And then at the end of those 6 weeks, depending on which level of the accelerator you purchase, you may be able to get your branding done, your marketing done for at least the next 6 months to a year. So if you are interested in that, definitely DM me. We can have a conversation about that. I can definitely help you to take that business to the next level. Um, I only want 4 people at a time. So if you miss out on this first cohort, go ahead and apply for the next one. But I'm only going to do this every quarter. I will not be doing this every single month because with the tour, I'm going to be busy. With all of this traveling, I have to also maintain my mental health. And so I have to make sure that I am not wearing myself out trying to help y'all get y'all life together. Okay. All right. And next thing, DM me if you're serious about any of this stuff, like showing up this year and you're really trying to show up with a polished professional brand. You're in the right place. Go ahead and DM me. I'm not one of the people say, "Oh, don't DM me." Girl, sir, ma'am, DM me. Okay. All right. Other than that, I am going to go ahead and wrap this session up. And I want to thank you for lending me your ear. Thank you for your time. So if you missed this at all, you can go ahead and go to my YouTube, my LinkedIn, and I think I put it on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook as well. And you can watch the replay. I'm not going to take it down today, but I may take it down later because this was really good. Clearly I had a few people that kept popping in and some people that stayed the whole time. So thank you so much for hearing me out. For those of you that are on the other platforms, I may be back later and we'll share some more tips like I did last night. But other than that, you guys, thank you for showing up for me. Thank you for showing up for yourselves. Thank you for spending your time on this internet in my little corner. I am so grateful to have you here and I'm honored that you decided to come listen to me. Other than that, have a great evening, you guys, and I will see you guys next week when I come back from Atlanta and before I go to Dallas. All right, see you guys soon. Bye.